So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for this information session on our postgraduate diploma in risk management. So we are very excited to have with me here is Rochelle Scamini and Brendan Africa. So Rochelle is our program oversight manager and Brendan is a current student not attempting, doing actually very well on the postgraduate diploma in risk management. And we all know that you are actually here just to hear from Brendan what it is like to actually do the postgraduate diploma. So I promise me and Rochelle will talk as fast as we can to hand over to him so you can hear what it is all about. So guys, as I said, this is then for the postgraduate diploma in risk management. And if you do not know Millpark, just a little bit about who we are. So we are part of the bigger group of Stadio, and then we are one of the companies. And within Millpark, we have 4 schools: the Business School, the School of Commerce, and the School of Professional Accounting, and then also us, the School of Financial Services, where we then sit as risk and insurance. So within this area, we are very proud, specifically for the postgraduate diploma. We've worked really, really hard. We're still working really, really hard as we are accredited with IRMSA. So I think the biggest thing is with this postgraduate diploma in risk management, you can then literally just go and write the IRMSA board exam and you will become a certified risk management professional or CRM prof and get that designation to put it behind your name. So there's a lot of requirements to become a CRM prof, one of which is you have to have a postgraduate diploma, so tick. Number 2 is you actually have to also complete a very extensive logbook that you need to keep in order to get this designation. So what we have done with this postgraduate diploma is that your assessments that you do, they are so practical, they are so integrated with real life, what you will actually be doing as a risk manager or as a chief risk officer or wherever you might find yourself, that IRMSA has accredited our assessments as their logbook. So we are very excited about this, and I'm sure Brendan will take you through a little bit all the crazy things that we have done so far in the qualification. But for I just put up there on the slides for you a little bit. So our first live session is literally we come together as a group and we prepare for a board meeting. So the case study is on first FMB, it's First Millpark Bank. So we created a fake bank that we all work on. And I'm the CEO, if anyone wasn't sure, just so we're clear on this. So guys, the postgraduate diploma in risk management is then at a level 8. So it is past the degree. You can do it when you have completed your BCom degree, but Natalie will take you through all those things as well, as there is permutations that we can do. And this is then designed to equip students with the skills necessary to function at that high level, the strategic level, exco, senior management of business, or specifically in risk management then. So I think another thing that is quite different to, I want to say, the general things is we are very, very specific about our graduate attributes for this qualification. So they are there at the bottom. So it's the A, B, C, D, E. So we want to have our students assertive, bold, creative, devoted, and ethical. And that was quite a journey to get to those. And I think people always ask me, where's this assertive and bold coming from? And I would say, well, I cannot in a good conscience send chief risk officers out into the world and they are scared of the CEO. So that is something this qualification, and I'm sure Brendan will echo this, it will challenge you. Okay, we will, I don't want to say put you on the spot, but a little bit, because we need to build these graduate attributes as we go on. Okay, so guys, this is Millpark. If you do not know us, we are fully distance learning, and this postgraduate diploma is fully online. Okay, it is new. There is no books. I know that sounds strange, but I think what we've realized and what we, well, after also many years in academia as well, there's no one book that I can give you and say, learn this and you can do risk management. So it is a very, very carefully curated program where different books, different resources, different things are used to get you to the outcomes and to what you will need to know. Okay. So as I said, this is distance learning. So the postgraduate, the modules run over a 10-week cycle. So 8 weeks of learning and then 2 weeks of studying for your exam. It is, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it is quite rough. It is every week there's something small to do, either a discussion or an online test or an assignment. So it is, you have to keep up with the pace. But I think that is also why it is so wonderful that Natalie has joined us. So sorry guys, she dropped off and she's back here now. So welcome, Natalie. Natalie is our program manager. And I almost want to say she's the mama bear. So if there's any problems or any issues, she'll talk you through all of that as well. You can just reach out to her because we do know that life happens. And if you have a problem or anything like that, just reach out to us. So who should do this qualification? So if you want to become an expert organizational risk officer or chief risk officer, and if you are still in doubt about if you want to do this, if there's any doubt, go check the salaries that these people get, and then we talk again. Okay. So if that's your ultimate goal, that's definitely for you. Then, as I said, if you want to become a CRM prof, definitely do this. And if you want to advance or develop or formalize your skills with a qualification in this area, then this is definitely for you. Sorry, I'm going to just jump. I see Rodolfina has a question here. There's no books. There's also no study guides. But so, okay, I will get, I don't know if I have pictures. I don't have pictures, but I will see, Rodolfina, if there's time at the end, I'll show you I'll share my actual screen and show you what it looks like. So guys, a little bit about the staff helping you on this journey. So myself, as a head of department, I'm very involved with this qualification. I think I'm also going to I also teach the first module just to get you guys up and running. Then we have our program oversight manager, Rochelle Scamini, and she will talk to you guys in a little bit. Natalie, who we've introduced, and then we also have Mpumi, who's our academic administrator. So she does magic. She checks the course pages. She sets up all our meetings and our teams and our classes and groups. And yeah, so you will definitely work with all of us on your journey. Rochelle, I think I'm going to hand over. I think I should have actually handed over to you a while
You should
ago.
have. But that's fine.
Sorry, I get so excited.
Roll there.
I'm on a roll. So I think you're sorry, Rochelle. You can maybe take us through the program structure and from here on. Sorry.
Okay, so thank you, Marissa. So the program, I'd just like to share the total credits for the qualification is 120, and it consists of 6 modules in total. So you'll have 5 compulsory modules and then 1 elective module. So starting off with your 5 compulsory modules, you'll start off with the fundamentals of risk management. And that module, like Marissa has mentioned, lays the foundation. Then we go on to corporate governance and ethics, and that is where we hone in on the applicability specific to risk managers. Then we continue to risk management integration, and this is where we integrate risk management throughout all aspects of the organization, be it strategy, be it the structure, every aspect of the organization. Then we jump on to risk management techniques, and this is where we explore the intricacies of communication and consultation in risk management. And then last, and I think this is the big exciting one that we're all waiting for, is risk management analysis and interpretation. This one is going to be very, very practical. And this is where we will assess the practicality and the implementation of risk management. We will evaluate it and we will ensure that it is improved for the specific scenario or the case study that we have selected. Then your elective module, and this is very exciting. This is where you will be able to choose where you want to specialize in. So we have 5 different streams that are available for you to select from. The first one is banking, then we have compliance, then we have disaster, finance, and insurance. So you'll be able to select any one of those as your specialized stream. And then the next slide, unfortunately, my piece has been cut short. I'm handing over to our mama bear, Natalie.
Thanks, Rochelle. Good afternoon, everybody. Just a thumbs up if you can hear me because I had some technical issues. Can you hear me? Awesome. Thanks, Marissa. Thanks, Ru. Rochelle, I might just hand over to you because I'm a little bit shy this afternoon. But as Marissa said earlier on, I'm the program manager. I will be assisting you along the way on this course. And I'm going to go very quickly over this, but just a little bit of background about me. I have been in the financial sector for my entire working career thus far, and I have completed my degree, my Bachelor of Arts in Applied Psychology, Human and Social Sciences. So I'm the bridging gap between the qualification and all the technicalities and actually making contact with a human person and understanding and working with you through this qualification. So I'm the real life person on the side. And then also just to let you know that um, the reason why I love my role as a program manager is that I love working with people. I love interacting with people. I love problem solving. So if you think that you've got a problem or you are needing some help and guidance in terms of what modules to look at further on in terms of your specializations, or you just need some general help in navigating the course page, please reach out to me. I'm there and I love to talk. So know that you will not be bothering me. And as I always say, balance is key. Work hard, play hard, pray hard. And that's me in a nutshell. But I think the next slide will give us more information about the actual program. So, in terms of the admission requirements, the minimum admission requirement for the postgrad in risk management is an NQF level 7 degree or an equivalent. Students will also need to have a pass in matric mathematics on higher grade. If not on higher grade, a C symbol is required on standard grade. If, for example, you haven't met your matric requirements, maths requirements, that's also fine. We do review your transcripts from your NQF level 7 or NQF level 6, depending on what you've provided for your admission. And we will then look at any of the tertiary studies and your technical modules and what you have completed either on NQF level 6 or NQF level 7. Furthermore, we will also ask you to submit a detailed and your latest CV so we can have a look at your risk exposure as well. The CV is more so to look at what type of modules you will look at in terms of your specialization, but also if you fall a little bit short on the admission requirements, we do lean to the CV to see what kind of experience you have, because we may just look at what we call recognition of prior learning. So there's definitely ways that we can look at your admission. It's not a set admission requirement per se. If it is that you have any questions and you want to discuss it with a consultant or with myself, I'd be happy to look at it if it's not a straightforward admission. Thanks, Madison. Next slide. Okay, so in terms of the rules of progression, I think that one of the questions that somebody posted in the chat earlier on, this might answer your question. Students can only register for one module per cycle of 10 weeks and 4 cycles per year. So if you break that down, it's approximately 10 weeks, which is give or take 2, maybe 3 months per module and cycle or block. So it takes you approximately 2 to 3 months for a block, and there are 4 blocks in 1 year. You will need to complete all 5 compulsory modules and your chosen elective with a total of 6 completed modules for the entire qualification. Students will be advised on their proposed study plan on admission as individual curriculum planning is conducted. We are flexible on this, so we do advise students to first do all their compulsory modules first, which you have to do, and then have the discussion with myself or Marissa or Rochelle, whomever you feel comfortable with, to discuss which elective or specialization module you'd like to go into. Your specialization modules are towards the end for a specific reason because you need to work through the compulsory content and then decide, you have time to decide what you'd like to specialize in. And also, we look at what is the need and what is which module we will offer because we may not offer all modules at specialization available. It's highly dependent on availability and also how many people are going to be registering. But I know Marissa will do a poll as we get into the qualification to see what the need is and which modules we will offer as specialization modules. And then students also need to complete the Fundamentals of Risk Management module, Firm 018 module, as their first module, as it's a prerequisite modules for all modules except CGET. So everybody's first course should be Firm 018 as their starting course. All modules are prerequisite for risk management analysis and interpretation. So all modules need to be completed before you can register for your final module or My 018. The next slide, please. Thank you. Once you've completed this qualification, on successful completion of the qualification, the student will receive a postgraduate diploma in risk management, NQF level 8, minimum credits 120, and the postgraduate diploma in risk management is accredited to the Higher Education Quality Committee of the Council of Higher Education, CHE. This program is at NQF Level 8 and will provide for articulation to the Master of Business Administration, which is the MBA.
Sorry, Natalie, I actually forgot to add something on this slide. So if you then decide to go to the MBA, you will have one less module to do on the MBA. So there is the corporate governance and ethics module we do on ours is also accredited by the MBA. So then there's one less to do if you decide to continue. Sorry, that's
no problems. And the corporate governance module is generally straight after your first module, which is firm. But that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Yes. So, guys, now I'm very delighted to introduce you guys to Brendan. So, Brendan has been doing all the modules so far with us, and I'm sure you guys want to hear what it is actually all about. So, Brendan, any opening remarks, or should I just jump through with the questions?
Thanks, Marissa. Thanks for that kind introduction. Yeah, just to maybe by way of background, I am an executive at a small asset management firm. I've been here for the last 9 years. And prior to that, I spent 14 years auditing at one of the big four audit firms. I am a chartered accountant by profession. And one of the ways I became familiar with Milpark is I am familiar with the guys from CA Connect, which is actually part of Milpark. So I am familiar with that. So that's just a quick background on me. Yeah, I've made some notes on some of the questions, so I don't know if you want to lead with the questions.
Yeah. So I'll start. Okay, so we know now why you chose Milpark. Why did you specifically decide on the postgraduate diploma in risk management?
2 reasons actually. We actually deal with, risk every day. It's critical to what we do. Everything we've got to think about risk. And as I said, I do work for a small asset manager where we've got a developing risk function. So I felt that it was important that I formalized my knowledge on risk management. And this qualification, when I saw it, I felt it would give me exactly what I was looking for. Was what is the theory? What should I be thinking of? How do I go about applying that in a practical sense in the financials? And it's this is the School of Financial Services, so it was completely aligned to what I was looking for. The other element is
Gee.
as well that we've got a skills development um, plan for all our staff, and I'd been avoiding studying further part time for a number of years, and I got to a point where I felt that it was time for me to do something, and I didn't want to do anything. As I said, I wanted to do something that aligned to exactly what I was doing every day, and was actually going to enhance my ability to do my role effectively, and that's what I felt I would get from this qualification,
Oh, perfect.
which is certainly been the case thus far. I can attest to that.
What? How have you experienced this whole qualification? Because as I said to them, this is new and it's different. Is that how you see it as well, and how you're experiencing it as well?
Yeah, it is new, and it is different. I mean, I've got exposure to risk previously in
Mm,
other roles, but this is very focused on risk and the theory behind risk and the
mm,
practical application of that, which has been very useful. I mean, the amount of times that I've actually just made side notes, I must remember this so that I can apply it at work, which, I mean, that's a good thing. It shows that it's actually relevant to what I'm doing. And the reason I chose this as well is because it's a professional qualification at the end of the day, which is what I'm always looking for, because it's real skills development. It will allow through IRMSA and what the work experience that you've got to demonstrate afterwards. It will allow you to have a professional qualification, which I always feel is better than just a theoretical qualification. So absolutely, it's been very insightful, and I, for me it's a modern qualification. You mentioned that there's no textbook. That's one of the things that was like, oh, no textbook. I'm a bit of an old school
yeah.
guy, so that was a challenge. But what I like about it is that it's actually aligned to the modern the modern world and the modern way we go about doing these things. We don't often pull out big textbooks anymore when we look for information. We go online and do that. And this course is structured in exactly the same way. You've got to do reading on LinkedIn, the things that we
Mm.
would typically go and read on information. So that's been very useful for me.
Okay. Oh, cool. And okay, so yeah, we touched on the no textbooks. What I just also want to say, look, I'm also old school. The content, however, can be downloaded, so you can download it for yourself and then either make notes on PDF, or you can go and print it for yourself if you really want to go that route as well. And your experience with online learning, Brendan, what is the pros? What are the cons? What have you seen that's worked? What doesn't work?
Yeah, so one of the reasons I chose this is because it's just super convenient, because it's online. I can engage with the content whenever I want to, whenever I need to, when I have an opportunity, I can do that wherever I am effectively. So that's been very useful, and it's a big time saver. If I've got to leave work because I've got to get to a university to go to a lecture, that takes a long time. So this has been it saves a lot of time, and I can focus on what really matters. The textbooks we spoke about, but the caveat I would say is that we've got access to all the content on the platform, so I can actually just go in and look at it. I can read it. I can go back. It's not just based on my own notes that I've made from listening to a lecturer speak. It's the content's all there, and I can access it anytime I need to, which has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I
the
think to add
experience,
to that, you don't have to buy anything. There's nothing extra to buy. I forgot
yes,
about that
exactly.
part.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's been
Textbooks,
useful.
especially risk books, can be
I
very
also
expensive.
I didn't make a note of that, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very beneficial point is that we don't need to buy any additional books. So the pros, as I mentioned, it's very convenient. It allows me to manage my time better. It's very flexible. I can sit in the comfort of my own environment and engage with the content, engage with when we have classes. So that's useful, and I mean, that's the modern way in which we all work and we all engage. And for me, I think Molpark has really embrace the modern way in which the world is moving. And for me, that's been great. It's easy to navigate, and the resources are all available and easy to find. And it's effectively, there's a lot of self-learning, which I feel is probably very effective. It can be challenging, but at the end of the day, it's most effective if you've gone and read and applied these things yourself. And I think that makes a big difference. The cons for me personally, it's more screen time, obviously, because you've got to read these things online. So I try and work around that by, as you said, downloading and printing if I can, if I want to read something physical. Um, you need discipline and focus to do it, because you can easily get distracted by work emails or other interests, because you're sitting at home potentially, or you're sitting in your office at work. So you need that discipline. Obviously, there is a lot of contact with your peers in the class, and the course goes a long way to making sure that there is contact. But obviously, there is no physical contact per se, which some might think is a drawback, and others might think is a positive. Um, and yeah, there's lots of reading. I think people, yeah, it's postgrad. Marissa always says it's postgrad, so it is postgrad. There's a lot of reading, and you're not going to get away from that. It is a topic that requires a lot of reading and research. Um, I don't know if it's more than what is normally associated with a postgrad diploma. It's probably on par, I think, but yeah, there's a lot of reading to be done. Yeah, that's it. I mean, really, there's not. I don't think there's a lot of negatives. It's been a positive experience for me.
Oh, oh, wonderful to hear. Thank you so much. What advice would you have for prospective students besides reading and getting glasses with blue light filters?
Yeah, do that. Get the blue light filter. Um, but as you alluded to it, I think is that uh, it's I think it's 10 weeks, or it's 2 to 3 months at a time, and there's stuff to do every week. And if you can get ahead of things, do that. If you've got the time, and we know life gets in the way, and you get busy at work sometimes. It's very easy to fall behind. So I think do get ahead if you can. It will stand you in good stead, and you will be required to have your own study plan. And my advice is try and stick to that as much as possible, because it's going to help you with that discipline and the consistency, which ultimately is what you need, and that will stand you in good stead, if you work consistently at it. And it's very manageable. I find it's very manageable if you work at it consistently. If you leave, this is not the kind of course that you can leave to the end and just cram for the exam. It doesn't work like that. You've got to engage, and you've got to participate along the way. That will be expected of. But it's completely manageable. It's if you work at it. And make notes. That's what I've made a note here, is to make notes. And the content is available, which you can use as notes, and you can always print that out for yourself if you want to read something physical. And then plan for technological challenges, like your Wi-Fi might be down, or load shedding might affect you. So bear those things in mind.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Brendan. I see we have quite a number of questions, so I'm gonna try and get to them all. And okay, I'm gonna go from here. Ralifolo asks, Rochelle, you can maybe just help me. I just don't want to give the incorrect information. He did corporate governance and ethics on the PGDBA. Will he be credited on our side? So the simple answer is yes. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Is there any logbook requirements on our side that we're doing in CGT?
No, because it is an accredited module. If you did it on a previous qualification, we specifically said no logbook requirements on that module.
Oh, wonderful. I forgot about that. Okay. Then Fundiso asks, is it advisable for someone fresh from varsity with no experience to do this postgrad, or is it better to be inside an organization? Brendan, I think I'm going to throw that one to you if you don't mind. You think it will be advisable, fresh from varsity, to come do this?
I don't know. I think you could do either. I think if you've been in the workplace, you've got a bit of perspective on what risk management really is like, or what the environment really is like, and it might make it a bit more relevant. But that being said, I don't think it will be completely irrelevant if you did it straight out of varsity. So I think you could do it if you really wanted to do it out of
I
varsity.
think the big thing is there's a lot of like online discussions, then there's live sessions and all of those things, and you learn from other people. I mean, every time we're in a live session, I learn from the students. They would say something and I'm like, oh my goodness. So it is a collaboration. So I think definitely if you're fresh out of varsity, come join us. It's fun. Okay.
I'm gonna second that one. We do.
Yes, it is.
We do.
Fun.
So please apply.
What is the duration of the qualification? So as it stands, it is 18 months. So because there's 4 blocks a year, it's 6 modules to complete. So it's 18 months, the fastest to complete it. We will look and we'll do we will see for next year if we will open it up to do 2 or more modules, or 2 modules at a time, so that you can complete it in 1 year. However, I think for now, fundamentals of risk management, do 1 module and see how it goes. Because like Brendan said, guys, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's a lot. There's something every week. So do the first module, see how it goes, and then we will see what we will be doing in 2025 if you can do 2 modules at a time. Nella asks, can a person start January 2025 instead of now? Yes, you are more than welcome. You're just going to miss the fun for 6 months, but that is also okay. We will wait for you. Claudia asks, do we get membership with IMSA when registering for the postgrad? You do not get automatic membership. There is a student membership for anyone under 35, I think, for IMSA. If you are under 35, you get free student membership, but otherwise for a small fee, you can be just a normal member as well. Rafilu asked, when is the course commencing? So we are commencing on I don't have my planner open. I think it's 8th of July.
Yes, let me also just quickly get it open.
I think the course starts 15, and then but the course page will be available to you on the 8th.
Yes.
The 8th. Correct.
Yeah, so Claudia is concerned about the screen time. Yeah, so Claudia, what you can do is, like I said, you can take the whole course page and PDF it, and then you can print it out for yourself as well. So, yeah, so Andile is asking about the course combinations. So Andile and Natalie will guide you through that whole process, and because you do FIRM, CGET, and then the other modules. And then let me just see if I've answered all the questions now, because I do want to be naughty and show you what it looks like. So yes, it is downloadable. Okay, did I miss anything? Natalie, I'm going to throw that new question in the chat to you. Will the admission process be seamless for a current Milpark student?
We will endeavor to make it as seamless as possible, but generally it is pretty seamless in terms of new or current students or coming from the BCom risk management aspect. However, if you feel that it's not as smooth as you'd like it to be, you are welcome to pop myself or Marissa email. I know Marissa's taken on a lot of those emails. If you feel that it is taking too long, it is peak period now because we're going into second semester, but it should be easy for any student, new or prospective student coming in.
Yeah. So Susan, yes. So if you've registered for 2 modules, you'll do fundamentals of risk management first, and then in so this is now block 3, and then block 4, you will do corporate governance and ethics to the end of the year. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. So I'm going to be very naughty and see if I can share my screen, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. You can get a look and feel, because I'm very proud of it. I think it is very prettiness. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think one of the big changes that we also made, and this is also why we are starting on fundamentals of risk management, is we do a little bit of an introduction to the qualification and each other. Then we have quite a big unit on preparing you for postgraduate success, because postgraduate is a lot different than undergrad. So things like note keeping, all the other things you'll need, presentation skills, report writing, policy writing, all those type of things. We prepare you in week 1 for that. So academic communication standards, there's things on that. Then there's other soft skills that we take you through, like being assertive, timekeeping, all those type of things. We prepare you in the first week for all of this. Then we discover the online learning campus, all those type of things. So this is, for instance, what the general schedule looks like. I will share it with you guys. You can see it. So we give you this little thing. So I see someone asks about the classes. So Lebogang, in our first live session, we only give you the time for the first live session, which is 6:00 at night. In that class, we vote as a class going forward. What times will classes be? So do you want it at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? When do you want your classes? And according to what the class is, what time we have our classes. Okay. So this is sort of what the general schedule looks like. So as you can see, there is something every day, or every day, every week. So let me just go back. So what else can I show you guys that is quite nice? We also do personality testing to see who you are, learn a little bit more about yourself, because postgraduate studies is not just about learning new content, it's about getting to know yourself. So, okay. And then, like I said, it's very practical, and I really like it. Okay, let's see. I see there came a few more. Okay, so Lebogang asks, are the classes during? Okay, so it's generally after hours. Currently, our classes run at 6:00, but we'll see when the new cohort starts. It might be 7 this time around. Then Rafilwe asks, for the electives, how do I know which one is for me? So in your first module, Fundamentals of Risk Management, we take you through all the various areas of risk management. So we give you a little bit of information about disaster, financial risk management, insurance. We take you through all the different, specifically the specializations as well. So you can get a little, a look and feel about the electives. And from there, if you're still unsure, you have a chat to me, Rochelle, Natalie, then we have a discussion and we see. But I think the main thing is always look forward. What is my goals? What is my dreams? Where am I going? And it doesn't matter if your goals is humongous. It can be humongous. It should be humongous. I want to be the chief risk officer of Standard Bank. Then you take the banking one. If you want to be the chief risk officer for whoever or whatever your goals might be, you go for it. Okay. Would CPDs count towards the electives? No, unfortunately, CPDs is not an accredited. That is just continuous professional development. So unfortunately not. Fundiswa, all the information is online. So if you go on Milpark programs and you click on it under downloads, you can download all the information. Okay. Natalie, I'm just going to confirm how much is the registration fee? None. Nee. Zip.
The
Nothing.
admission fees, none, but the
Admission
module
fees, none.
registration, yes, admission fee.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
also just
So
wanna I
none.
saw a question from Neliswa that I
Mm.
can potentially answer. She asked, will I qualify if I've done the postgraduate in supply chain management, but don't have any undergraduate with any finance or risk background? If you've got an NQF level 7 or higher, we can admit you, and we will admit you. And then it depends on, we look at your tertiary transcripts, we review that, and then we can see if there is a financial background. If there isn't a financial background, or we feel that you might need a bridging or a little bit of help in terms of being able to do the models on the qualification, then we will advise you or do a conditional admission. So don't worry too much about if you have a very specific qualification. As long as you've got an NQF 7 or higher, or even an NQF level 6, we can still review. But rather submit your admission, because we do treat it case by case, especially on the level 8.
Okay. I hope I didn't miss any questions. Oh, Claudia, sorry, Nats. I'm going to throw this one to you as well. Is there
For sure.
payment plans? Thanks.
There are. There are payment plans. You can discuss that with sales, because it also depends on the number of modules you're going to take. But there's definitely payment plans where you can pay it over a maximum of 3 months. So you register a module or your modules, you pay a deposit, and then you can opt to do a payment plan thereafter. The nice thing about the structure of this qualification is that you can do it block per block. So you don't have to register all of your modules upfront. If you can't at that stage, if you'd like to just register 1 or 2 at one point, you're welcome to do so. So that's also a nice thing to have when you're looking at your finances.
Okay, I don't see any more questions or anything. Okay, Rochelle, any closing remarks from your side? Oh, is there another question? Oh, I did answer in the little chat. Yeah.
No, I think just I would like to welcome everyone with the hopes of everyone joining us. I mean, it's really exciting. We look forward to teaching and to going through the process and the learning journey with you. So, yeah, I hope to see you all soon.
Natalie and Brendan, thank you so much, guys, for being here. Brendan, I know you must be super busy. We really, really appreciate you coming to talk to the prospective students, because I know you're busy. And guys, can I just say, Brendan actually has a summative exam he's busy with that's due next week. That is humongous, or not humongous, but 70 marks. But he's actually technically in the middle of an exam, and he joined us today. So we are very, very grateful. Thank you so much, Brendan. And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
We will hope to see you all soon. Bye.